Woo! Welcome back. It's football time. Let's go. Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show, brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy and Better Sports Network. I'm your host today, JL Garofalo, joined by my man Joey Wright and our very good friend Jim Coventry. He's got all of that football knowledge. All of it's
All of
up
it.
there in his noggin. You can find it all at RotoWire, and you can hear his beautiful voice over on Sirius XM bunch of the time. Jim, how are you doing today, my friend?
It's football game day. Excited.
Yes, we got a football tonight. Detroit, Kansas City, and this they picked such two fun teams to start the season off with.
Absolutely. I've been all in on dude, I'm pumped. I've been all in on the Lions all off season. Coming out of last season, I'm ready to see him beat the Chiefs tonight. Let's go.
Let's go. Well, we brought Jim on to play some Fantasy Fortune today on the Fantasy Football Game Show. But before we get into that, we got some folks here in the chat. We got Craig in the chat, the FYF historian, saying today's guest is making his 9th FYF appearance. Jim is 5-2 in games so far, and he's one non-game appearance, but he's 0-2 Fortune. So, Jim, hoping to get your first win today.
I can never get those letters right. When I guess the letters, it's always like, yeah, so zero chance.
Well, you're going against me today, so there's more than a 0% chance. That's for sure. We got NKC in here, said, I'm ready. I hope you're still ready. And we got hers in the chat, said, greetings, friendos. What a beautiful day for NFL football. True facts. And currently it is about to storm here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's why I'm over here. We got Andrew in the chat, said, what's up, FYF fam? We have football today. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Joey, who you got winning this game today?
I mean, the Chiefs are gonna win. They're at home. It's tough to play an Arrowhead, but this Lions team's exciting. Do we remember this, people? And now they're even more exciting with Jahmyr Gibbs. Tonight's the Jahmyr Gibbs coming out party. The Chiefs are gonna win, but the Lions, let's go.
The Lions. What about you, Jim? How you feeling about this game?
You know, the biggest deal is Chris Jones. He's not playing. He's signed to a contract. He sat out. He hasn't practiced. People think of him as a pass rusher. Yes, he is, but he is the cog to their run defense. Without him, the linebackers like Bolton aren't free to run. I imagine Dan Campbell's going to run the ball 35 times tonight. He's going to shorten the game. Montgomery's going to have a game. Montgomery is he's not a good running back, but against that Chiefs defense and Chris Jones and their offensive line, they're going to run. And if they do fall behind, then they may have to adjust. But I think they can shorten the game a lot.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about the Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, anytime touchdown score props or the first touchdown score props. If you guys had to choose one of the two of these guys to have a good night tonight, which one is it?
Joey, go ahead.
I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs. Come on. I mean, I know David Montgomery's a veteran, and rookies take a little bit of time to come into the game, into the league a little bit. But, I mean, Gibbs is a talent. He was a first-round running back. They have really great draft value when it comes to that. I think Gibbs is going to have a breakout game tonight. I really do. I think it's going to be all there. Receiving back, let's go.
I just remember Jared Goff on the road last year. Not good. I think he had 3 touchdowns in week 16, and that got him to 6 on the season. He had 3 in the other 7 games. Not very interested in him going into Arrowhead, but like I said earlier, Dan Campbell, it's styles make fights, and he knows there's no Chris Jones. So I'm going to say Montgomery gets literally 22 carries tonight and just drains clock. He's just going to drain the clock.
I like Styles makes fights. That needs to be a t-shirt.
Styles. That does, yeah. Legend catchphrase. Styles makes fights. And we got Grim Van in the chat with a question coming in hot, asking thoughts on starting Van Jefferson over Isaiah Pacheco this week. Jim, what do you think?
Van Jefferson screwed because he's going to have Tariq Woolen on one side. I know he's a rookie, but Devon Witherspoon, I don't think Devon Witherspoon has to worry about Van Jefferson. So either side he's on, I don't think he has a chance. I think the whole premise of the offense this year before Kupp got hurt was getting it out quickly. Jefferson's kind of their deep threat. It's going to be a lot of trickery with Tutu Atwell, maybe a couple of toss sweeps to Puka Nacua and Higbee on some short stuff. I don't know how much they get going, but Jefferson does not stack up against those corners. Pacheco has a good matchup.
Let's go on Pacheco. What about you, Joe? You agree with Jim?
Yeah, I would go Pacheco over Jefferson. I think Grimm's question, though, he wanted to know either or. Like, do we feel okay about starting them both? I'd feel better about Jefferson if on the field, like, because then there'd at least be a little bit of attraction towards the Cup side. But yeah, I'm cool with Pacheco, but not Jefferson, really.
Good call. Yeah, I misread that question. Good call out there, Joey. We got Scampers in the chat. Said hippie hi yay, FYFers and Jim. It's a football day. Wow, I feel like he said it so much better than I did in my head. And we got Cody Smith in here. What up, Cody? Said he gets to. He said also massive congrats to Joey. Can't win today's game because he's winning life. That's true. That's a rule of life. If you're winning life, you can't win the fantasy football game show.
I'm also hosting the game, so I can't win. But thank you, Cody, very much. And everyone that's sent me congratulations today. I greatly appreciate it. Very humbled. Ready to play some Fantasy Fortune.
All right. Well, let's get into our game of Fantasy Fortune. At least get it started. Before I hand this game off to Joey, I'm going to read the rules real quick. If you haven't played Fantasy Fortune with us before, it's very similar to the TV show Wheel of Fortune, except there's a fantasy football twist and there's no wheel. So instead of spinning the wheel, the contestants are going to answer 50-50 fantasy football NFL trivia questions in order to guess a letter. If they get it right, they're going to get to guess a consonant. If they get the question or the letter wrong, the turn is over. And each contestant is going to be able to answer up to 3 questions correctly before we move on to the next contestant. But they have to answer all 3 questions correctly and guess all 3 letters correctly. If they do that, they'll be able to bank the money that they've earned for that round, and we will move on to the next contestant. But before we do, that contestant will have a chance to solve the puzzle. Now, during your turn, there are 2 actions you can take before the next question will be asked. You may either buy a vowel at the cost of $100 per vowel, but you have to have $500 in your round bank in order to buy that vowel, or you may solve the puzzle, in which case you will get all the money in your round bank or $1,000, whatever is the maximum, I think, of those 2. And we'll just keep playing like this until we run out of puzzles, run out of time, and whoever has the most points is going to be the daddy of the other one. That's how it works. That's how it works here.
Yeah. Today's show is going to be like 2 gunfighters, like just staring each other down the whole time. We got a little head-to-head fortune action. All right. So Jay, I'll explain those rules, but this first puzzle is going to be a toss-up. It's going to be an NFL player's name. When you think you know that player's name, I'm going to reveal 1 letter at a time. Say your own name out loud. If you solve it, you'll get $500 and you'll get to go first in the next round. Did everybody understand?
Okay. Yep.
Excellent. Let me minimize this to get over here.
And contestants out of the chat. Jim, you and I will get out of the chat. And that's a good reminder. If you are playing along in the chat, play along in the chat. Throw your guesses in. Try and guess the puzzle. If you get it right before Jim and I, then we'll shout you out. We'll say, woo, good job. You did it.
So are we hiding the chat? Is that what we're doing?
We're going to hide the chat, yeah.
I'm going to slide it off my screen. I can't see it. There we go. I slid it off my screen.
Excellent. All right. So the toss-up puzzle, I'm going to start revealing the letters in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, no. Coyote? Does it say coyote? JL.
Javonte Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
We did it together.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you got it right. I clicked the buzzer again. Yep. There you go, JL. You get $500. Congratulations. And JL.
Coyote Williams.
Coyote Williams. I have been the one on this show talking about Samaje Perine left and right, but Javonte Williams looks like he is going to start this week. So what are you expecting from Javonte Williams coming into the season, maybe to start the season as it goes on?
I expect him to take over the running back duties here in Denver. Sean Payton, I think, is going to utilize Javonte Williams similarly how he utilized Alvin Kamara once he's back and healthy. I'm nervous about Samaje Perine.
I don't disagree with you. I'm nervous too. If he tanks this year, boy, I might just leave Twitter. Jim, how do you feel about Javonte Williams this year?
So I think both running backs are going to get a lot of volume. They bring in Mike McGlinchey. They bring in Ben Powers. and they bring in Adam Troutman and Chris Manhurts, who's an insane blocking tight end. What this tells me is he doesn't trust Russell Wilson. They are going to load up heavy personnel. They're going to run the heck out of their running backs as much as they can, and they're going to take play action shots and minimize Russ, but maximize the opportunities. The defense are going to have to play them heavy, and that'll be like opportunities for Cortland Sutton to get downfield. But I don't think it's going to be pass heavy at all. The personnel moves they made speak volumes. And the one thing, and JL, I like what you said about using Javonte Williams like Alvin Kamara. Here's the problem. Drew Brees always would throw passes that led perfectly into space. So Kamara never had to make a hitch and a stop. Russell Wilson can do a little dump off. He cannot throw an accurate screen leading runners. So I don't know that quarterback is going to be able to really have a robust screen game.
That's a great point, Jim.
Absolutely. Before we get into our next puzzle, we got a couple questions, guys. Let's answer them.
Yep.
Strickland 99 in here saying, do I start Kelsey tonight or Njoku? Jim, what do you think about that?
If Kelsey starts, he's active, you start him. You just, if he's on the field, you got to play him.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And the good thing is you'll know on Thursday night if Kelsey's going to start or not. You'll know tonight. So you'll get to easily make that decision. And let's see. And George Play 01, your thoughts on Sky Moore and Deontay Johnson? JL, if you're on the clock, if you're doing a last-minute draft tonight, which one of those players are you taking first?
I'm taking Deontay Johnson. The opportunity for Deontay Johnson is a little bit more secure. Sky Moore, while I'm probably the most bullish on him out of all the Kansas City wide receivers, it's still far more risky than Deontay Johnson.
Perfect. All right. What do you guys say we get into the next puzzle? Some of our chat did get that right. We had a lot of people saying Javonte, Simon saying Toby Keith.
Good guess. Good guess.
All right. Let's see here. Let's get to the next puzzle. All right. This next category is going to be player literature mashup. So this is an NFL player and a piece of literature. So a book, which I don't read any books, even though I have a bunch behind me, mashed up together. Everybody understand?
Okay. Player literature mashup.
Yes. So a player and a piece of literature or a book mashed together. JL, you got the toss up correct. So you get to go first. And the category they're going to be, yes, I'm going to give you some questions. The category will be week 1 favorites. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the week 1 matchup between two teams, and you tell me who's favored to win the game. No line, no spreads or anything, just who's favored to win. Okay, week 1 matchup, JL, between the Detroit Lions and Kansas City Chiefs. Who's favored to win?
Chiefs.
JL, that's correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with I feel like a lot of books have L in the title. Let's go with an L.
There is one L.
Checkmate, Jim.
You're going to solve it right now.
Don't put that on me. I'm not committing to
that. Hold on 1 second. Now, JL, you've earned $500, so you have the option to buy a vowel, take another question, or you can solve.
I'll buy a vowel. I'll buy an A.
An A? There are no A's in this puzzle.
Thought I'd catch you on your back foot there.
All right, Jim, we're going to come to you. Would you like to solve or would you like a question?
I think a question might be the best route of action.
All right. So week 1 favorites. Who's favored to win in the matchup between Carolina and Atlanta?
Atlanta.
You are correct, Jim. What letter would you like to guess?
T.
T.
Ooh, T is a good guess.
There are 2 T's. That's going to give you $1,000, Jim. You have the option. You can buy a vowel. You can take another question, or you can solve.
Another question, please.
All right. And I will just say the chat is very smart. They sniffed this one out immediately.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Jim, who's favored to win between the Cincinnati Bengals and Cleveland Browns?
The Bengals.
That is correct. What letter would you like to guess?
B.
B is in Bob. No Bobs in this puzzle. JL, we're going to come back to you.
Jim
you have $500. So
I'm terrified.
What would you say?
I'm terrified. I said Jim was so quick with it. He didn't even wait till you were done talking. He knew exactly the answer.
You can buy a vowel.
I'll take a question.
Take a question. All right. In the matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts, who's favored to win that matchup?
Jaguars.
You are correct, JL. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with a K.
K for. Why is that doing that? There we go. There is 1K. JL, that's going to get you another $500. Would you like to buy a vowel, take a question, or do you want to solve?
Let's buy an I.
There is 1 I.
Let's buy an E.
All right. There are 4 E's. There we go.
Talking about
1, 2, 3, 4.
Didn't really help me. I need another question.
All right. In the matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Minnesota Vikings, who's favored to win?
Vikings.
You are correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with an R.
All right. There's 1 R, JL. That's going to be your second correct question. Going to get you another $500.
There's still vowels, so I'll take an O.
There are 2 O's. And JL, there are now no more vowels. You have found them all. Would you like a question, or would you like her to solve?
I would like a question.
All right. In the matchup between the Tennessee Titans and New Orleans Saints, who's going to win that matchup? Who's the favorite?
Saints.
You are correct, JL. And if you get this letter right, you will bank the money.
All right, let's go with a G.
There are 2 G's.
I think I know the player.
All right, now, JL, you're going to bank that money, but I'm going to give you 5 seconds to solve.
George Kittle loves. What does he love?
All right, Jim, and you had $500, correct, Jim?
Correct.
Oh, no, you had 1,000.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I did.
Yep. All right, now, Jim, there are no more vowels to buy, so you could take a question or you can solve.
I won't know it either way, but you know what? I'll just I'll answer a question.
All right. In the matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's favored to win?
The 49ers are favored.
Jim, you're absolutely correct. What letter would you like to guess?
S.
I'm sorry, there are no S's. JL, we're going to come back to you.
My only shot to beat Jim is on the letters. If the letters don't like Jim today, I have a shot.
They never like me. I'm over 2 in this game.
You don't know. Jim is an encyclopedia of football knowledge.
JL,
I have no idea. I'll take a question.
In the matchup between the Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Commanders, who's favored to win?
Commanders.
JL, you are correct. What letter would you like?
Gosh, scared me. Let's go with a V.
V. No V.
Wow.
All right.
Loves.
Jim, we're back over to you. Question? The chat is
good. Yeah, we're taking a question because I have not a clue.
All right. In the matchup between the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens, who's favored to win that matchup?
Oh, come on. Yeah, the Ravens.
I had to ask.
That's funny.
All right. What letter would you like to guess, Jim?
This is going to be wrong, but I'm going to go with M.
There is 1 M, Jim.
George Kittle. I don't know.
Would you like to solve, or would you like a question?
Oh, I got it. You idiot.
No, I'm an idiot. If it's not football, I don't know it. So just let me answer another question.
All right. Week 1 favorites. Who's favored to win in the matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears?
Oh, man, that line is probably close.
The closest of them.
I'm going to go Bears.
You are correct. The Bears are at home, and I believe 2.5-point favorites. So,
all right, D. I don't know if that might be right.
I'm sorry, there's no D in this puzzle. JL, we're going to come to you.
I would like to solve.
All right.
George Kittle women.
That is correct, JL.
Oh my gosh.
George Kittle women.
There you go.
Little women. Of course it's that.
Real quick, I need to give you $1,000 down here. So let's do that. All right.
Thank you.
So I'm not going to ask you about Little Women, but Scott Fish did say ever since Joey saw Little Women, he can't stop talking about it because it's really good. This is kind of also a player film mashup. But, with Travis Kelce and George Kittle all questionable this week, What tight ends would you be looking for to the waiver wire as replacements? JL, what do you think? What waiver wire tight ends might be out there?
Oh, that is a good question. A good waiver wire tight end. I'm trying to think, where is that cutoff for waivers though? Because tight ends, is that at 12?
I would say 12 to 15. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if you want to take a shot, go for. Is Bellinger playing this week?
I'm not
I don't
sure.
have a start,
Jawan Johnson or Gerald Everett, maybe.
Gerald Everett would be pretty interesting. Yeah, he would be interesting if he's on your waiver. He was getting drafted towards the end of most mock drafts I was seeing, and so he didn't pop up initially as a waiver wire tight end. But if he's available, that team, yeah, I like Gerald Everett.
Jim, can you think of any tight ends you like?
Yeah, so the shallow leagues, you might have Juwan Johnson. In more competitive leagues, we're looking at players like Jake Ferguson of the Cowboys. He did have a bump in ADP, but he's Prescott starting tight end. He's a good move. And then we can go down way, way deep if you're in a real tough league. Trey McBride, Zach Ertz, I don't think he's going to run well for a while. He had like 41 yards in 3 of the last 4 games. Quarterbacks are going to be bad getting out quickly. That'd kind of be your deep. Even Cade Otton, they're playing Minnesota. So those would be your like deep fill-ins if you need help there.
Excellent. All right. Well, Dustin was the first one to get it. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting the chat to pop up there, but let's go to our next puzzle. And that category will be NFL news. So this is some NFL news that's been floating out there. So kind of think of like a headline. So NFL news. So like a news headline. All right. And so JL, you got that correct. So you get to go first. Would you like a question, or do you think you can solve?
Jim gets to go first because I got it correct.
Oh, that's right.
I got it right, so Jim goes first. Yeah,
that's right. So Jim, you get to go first because Joey forgot how the game is played. So, nice. Would you like to solve, or would you like a question?
Well, when I have all the letters but one, I still can't solve. So I think we just answered our question there.
All right, the matchup between Las Vegas Raiders and Denver Broncos. Who's favored to win that matchup?
Denver.
You are correct, Jim. What letter would you like to guess?
D.
There are no D's, surprisingly, in this entire puzzle.
There's no and. There's no nothing.
No. There's 25 letters in this one. That was the one that wasn't there.
Although Joey did misspell something last week, so we might be dealing with that kind of
Mississippi.
I forgot one of the I's in
Mississippi. The one word that every kid is taught exactly how to spell.
JL, would you like a question, or do you think you can solve?
I need a question.
All right. In the matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and New England Patriots, who's favored to win that matchup?
Eagles.
You are correct.
All right, let's go with an S.
An S for Sam. There are 1, 2, 3 S's. Good job. You get $1,500 there, JL. Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like a question, or do you think you can solve? Question. All right. In the matchup between the Miami Dolphins and Los Angeles Chargers, who's favored to win that matchup?
Ooh. Chargers.
You are correct. Chargers are at home in that matchup. JL,
let's go with an F.
An F for Frank?
Yep.
There is 1 F, JL.
Okay. We'll take another question.
All right. If you get this question right and get the next letter, you get to bank all that beautiful Kohl's cash. JL, in the matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and Seattle Seahawks, who's favored to win that matchup?
Seahawks.
You are correct, JL. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with a R.
R for Robert. There are 2 R's. So you get 2 Roberts in this puzzle. You get $1,000 and 5 seconds of chance to solve, but you will bank the money.
I cannot. I can just bong me now.
Bonk. There you go. Well, JL, take it to $6,300. Jim, we're going to come to you. I'm assuming you're going to want a question.
Yep, want a question.
All right. Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants. Who's favored to win that game?
Cowboys.
You are correct, Jim. You are knocking these questions out of the park. What letter would you like to guess?
All right. We will go with C.
C for cucumber. There is 1 C, Jim. Good job. You get $500 there. You can buy a vowel, or you can...
Another question, please.
Another question. All right. This will be the last week 1 matchup. The matchup between the Buffalo Bills and New York Jets. Who's favored to win that matchup?
The Bills.
They are favored to win that.
Nice.
What letter would you like to
And we should get a few of these. P.
There are 3
And of course, they're the only ones. I knew that one, that part. But the rest of it, not so much.
All right. Now, Jim, you have the option. You can buy some vowels, or you can take your third and final question. If you get this one right, you would get to bank the money.
Let's just buy some vowels.
Okay.
I know we got some O's, so we'll see what we get. That leads to.
There are 3 O's. 1, 2, 3. Would you like to buy another vowel or take a question?
Man, I got with the last word, I think. We'll buy one more vowel.
Okay.
We will go with an I.
There are 2 I's. It's going to bring you down to 1,500. You still have enough money to buy vowels, or you can take another question.
We'll buy another vowel. Buy an E.
All right. Jen, 4 E's. Lots of E's there.
Right.
E.
Okay, I think I could solve it.
All right, Jim, let's hear it.
Cooper Kupp to miss the first week.
Jim.
Nice.
Good job, buddy.
Oh, my gosh.
You get to bank all that beautiful cash.
I would have got that so wrong. I wrote down Cooper Kupp to miss the first game.
Oh, no.
I would have whipped.
Oh,
hard.
wow.
Well done, Jim.
The vowels saved me.
The vowel saved you. Cooper Kupp's going to miss week 1. I just want to gauge our interest. We kind of had the question a little bit earlier on a couple other Rams wide receivers and Van Jefferson and Puka Nacua. Jim, do you like either of those as an option this week? I know you said you'd not like Van Jefferson, but will Puka Nacua do anything for you?
Yeah, I don't. He's slow. He has no agility. His testing was like horrid. Everybody has his like name. I think it's a cool name, and he did well at in an easy college conference. I just don't think he's ready for the NFL. I think he's going to get eaten up. Maybe he gets forced a couple targets. I'm not seeing much.
I think I might have said the name wrong. Scampers is saying I said it wrong.
Did you say wrong?
No, I said Puka Nacua. I might have said Pua.
Oh,
I might have been watching. I'm watching Moana with the friends with my kids too much.
Oh, I love that movie.
It's so good. JL, how do you feel about Tyler Higbee, though? He seemed to benefit from Cooper Kupp being gone last year. Do you like him as a start this week?
I can tolerate him as a start throughout the season during plus matchups. And really for him, it's a matter of opportunity in that offense. With Cooper Kupp being out, Tyler Higbee, he's been there. He knows the offense, and Matthew Stafford knows him. He has a rapport with him. Yeah, so Tyler Higbee, I think he's a streamable tight end, but I'm not keeping him on my roster for very long.
I think my biggest fear right now is if Tyler Higbee has a great season because of this Cooper Kupp injury, and the Front Yard Fantasy declassified draft guide with Tyler Higbee being so low becomes like a laughing point for us. I'm a little scared of that. But everyone should go check that out because we had some great things to say about Tyler Higbee in there.
Injuries, you got to throw some out. Nobody can roast you on a player's injury and then another player benefiting from it. They can't do that.
Right. Let's hope they don't, Jim, but I bet they'll try. All right, guys. The chat. I'm so sorry. It was not loading up for me. You guys are awesome. You sniffed this out pretty quick. Let's see who the first person to get
chat.
it. NKC had Cooper Kupp something. Simon with Tyreek Hill to kiss the juicy plum, which listen, I like the creativity. And somewhere up there, the chat got it. Good job, chat. All right, let's go to our next puzzle.
And if you got fantasy questions, throw them in the chat. We will get to them between rounds. If we missed it, go ahead and throw them back in there because sometimes we miss them. Jim and I are not allowed to look during the game.
All right, the next category will be former teammates. So these are 2 players that used to play on a team together and now they don't. So there'll be a top line's a player name and the line below it's a player name. So 2 player names, former teammates. And Jim, you solved that. So JL, you get to go first.
Okay, I'll take a question.
All right. Let's see. We're going to move over to passing yards. So this will be last season's passing yards. I'll give you 2 players. You tell me which one had more passing yards last year. JL, who had more passing yards between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts?
Patrick Mahomes.
You are correct.
Let's go.
What letter would you like to guess?
Well, let's go with a P.
P for pirate.
For Puka Nakua.
There's
Puka Nakua.
no Puka
No
Nakuas
Puka
in this
Nakua in this puzzle.
All right. Jim, we're going to head over to you. Former teammates, would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Question, please.
All right. Who had more passing yards last season, Aaron Rodgers or Justin Herbert?
Ooh. Rodgers doesn't throw a whole lot. Justin Herbert was hurt a lot. Still going to go with Herbert.
You are correct, Jim. What letter would you like to guess?
The one that'll come up as 0. Go with T.
T's and Tom. Oh, there's 3 T's.
Nice. Oh, look at that.
Good job, Jim. $1,500 there. That's going to give you the option to buy a vowel, or you can take another question.
We'll go with another question.
Jim, who had more passing yards last season between Russell Wilson and Tom Brady?
Oh, man, that's got to be a trick question. Brady was awful. But I bet you Brady threw like 700 times. We'll go with Brady.
You are correct, Jim. What letter would you like to guess? The chat is just roasting me right now about not reading their questions. I'm going to get to it after this puzzle, chat. I promise.
Let's go to G.
G for George Kittle.
Yeah.
Which he's not one of these players. I just had a panic attack like he might have been one, but he's not. So I'm okay.
My last word is Pop-Tart. I'm sure.
Yes.
I think I just snorted. I'm not sure. All right.
We all
JL.
heard it.
Jim missed a letter there, I believe. So we're going to come over to you. What question?
Question.
All right. Who had more passing yards last year between Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
You are correct. Your favorite player in the NFL. On record, I said it on camera. That means it's true. What letter would you like to guess?
Give me the R.
R's like a pirate, but
ooh,
right there.
Yes.
4 R's, JL.
Look at that.
Or wait, 3. I don't know how to count either.
I would like to solve.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I would like to solve, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Ryan Tannehill, Raheem Mostert.
That is correct. They both played for the Miami Dolphins together. I think it was 2017. I'd forgotten that Raheem Mostert had been with the Dolphins once before for a very brief amount of time.
Whenever I said that, I know who it was. The 2 names are in my head, but in my head I was thinking Raheem Mostert probably played for the Titans, and then I waited a second. I was like, no, Dolphins. That's what they both were. That makes sense.
Absolutely. So, JL, Jeff Wilson's sideline for at least the start of the season. Would you rather start Raheem Mostert or the rookie Devon Achane?
Oh, Achane looked really good in the preseason at times, but I think I would still rather start Mostert at least week 1 until we see what we really got against a starting NFL defense. I'm going to go with the vet.
Jim, how do you feel about Mostert or Achane?
It's tough because I think Mike McDaniel learned last year you can't overwork Mostert. Career high in touches. He's 31, but they're playing the Chargers. They're going to have to use the run game. Achane, I thought Achane was a 6 to 8 touch guy. I thought that was all he was ever going to be, and so I think Mostert probably gets 13 carries this week. So I'm going to say Mostert.
Herm's in here with the factoid for us. Mostert played 1 game with Miami in 2015, returning 2 kicks for 57 yards. Herms, thank you so much for that. There was another player in this puzzle, and that was Ryan Tannehill. Jim, this week, do you think Ryan Tannehill is a top 24 option if you have a Superflex league to put in there to play this week?
It's going to be a very slow-paced game. The Saints always slow it down. The Titans slow it down. They want to run, and you can't. And the Saints won't be able to run on the Titans. But I think it's a low-scoring game. So I love the weapons. I don't think Tannehill's a good start this week.
Okay. All right. Grim Fan's got a question for us in here. I saw this earlier, Grim Fan. I apologize. Thoughts on starting the Bears defense this week? JL, how do you feel about the Bears defense this week?
Well, let's see. We got the Bears going against the Green Bay Packers. The Bears, oh man, I don't feel great about this. I have Bears defense's bottom half defense this week. I think you can make the argument that the Packers have enough uncertainty going on for them that maybe the Bears have a good game, but for defenses, I'm not playing that type of I'm not making that type of bet. So I'm gonna not start the Bears D this week.
Cody in here saying that he would rather start the Packers defense than the Bears defense. I might actually agree with that. So excellent. And then Simon just saying Stephen Pop-Tart. I think that's important.
Stephen
I don't know why.
Pop-Tart.
Yeah, it's Stephen Pop-Tart.
I'm changing my name.
Oh, we got another question. DJ in here. DJ, how you doing today? What up, guys?
DJ?
Flex question for my 12-team PPR league. Hopkins, Mostert, Hollywood Brown, Khalil Herbert. I'm assuming we need to start one of them. Let's go with that, guys. Full PPR. You can only start one of them. Yeah, the flex question. So, yeah.
Who do you want on this one?
Jim, go ahead. Who would you rather
what?
start between those four options?
The Packers, they're talking about fixing their run defense. They've been horrid for years. Herbert has a great matchup at the mobile quarterbacks to give him space. The other players are fine plays. I think this is a week where you do start Herbert if you have him.
Perfect. Excellent. JL, do you agree?
Yeah, I like the Herbert call. I think I would start DeAndre Hopkins over Herbert, but I don't think it is. I don't think Jim is far off here with his assessment. And my first thought was Hollywood Brown, but I think I would wait a week on Hollywood Brown, and I think I'd start. Yeah, see what that offense looks like. It's going to depend on your matchup. If you need to swing big, then I'd probably start Brown.
My worry about Hopkins, real quick, is that he's going to see Marshawn Lattimore, who does really good against big receivers, and he can't stop little guys, but big ones like Mike Evans, he battles with them, and he's healthy for week 1. He might not be healthy in week 2, but he's healthy in week 1. That's my only concern. But I love the call, JL.
He gets Mike Evans. He gets under his skin for some reason. It's like every single time they fight.
You see Mike Evans throwing water jugs whenever Lattimore goes up against him. It's always entertaining though. As a Bucs fan, it drives me crazy. Aaron in here with a question I'm going to answer. Are you dropping Miami DST for Atlanta or Dallas? I'm picking up the Dallas DST and I'm playing with them for as long as I can. That Dallas defense is elite this year. I definitely want to have them as my fantasy defense if you can get that. All right, guys, let's move on to the next puzzle. All right, heading to the next one. This category is my favorite category in the entire world. It is banned items. These are 2 items that are banned in NFL stadiums. And this NFL stadium, I'm escaping me which one it was for. I'm so sorry. But you can't bring them into this specific NFL stadium that I will remember in about 2 minutes, and I'll tell you which one it is.
Quick funny interlude. When you said banned items, I thought of the Whizzinator. Do you remember the Whizzinator?
The Whizzinator?
No, Jim, tell us about the Whizzinator.
There was a Minnesota Vikings running back. I can't remember his name. Ontario Smith. And he had to get a urine test for drug testing, and he had this thing called the Whizzinator that had somebody else's whiz in it so that he'd pass the test.
That's such a fun name for that product. The Whizzinator.
Well, I never heard his name. Ontario Smith.
Ontario Smith.
Can you put Cheese Whiz in a Whizzinator?
You can.
Sure.
You can, but
I don't think they can call it a Whizzinator if you can't.
Sir, your urine tested to be 100% Cheese Whiz. That's how that doctor visit would go. Please
revisit your diet.
Thor and Endgame. the
Cheeseinator. Oh, God. Who got that last one right? JL, I think you got it.
Definitely JL. Definitly JL.
Jim, we're going to come to you for these banned items for the stadium that I absolutely forget which one it is right now. What would you like to do? Would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Oh, definitely a question.
I figured. All right. And if passing yards last season, who had more between Joe Burrow and Daniel Jones?
Joe Burrow.
Oh, that's correct, Jim. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's keep going with the same wrong letters over and over. S.
S for Sam. There are 4 S's. Look at you go, Jim.
Yeah.
So it looks like a lightning bolt.
It does.
All right. Let's get you that $2,000 that you earned. Would you like to buy, Val, or take another question?
Well, we're definitely going with a question.
All right. Who had more passing yards between Jared Goff and Davis Mills last year?
Ooh, that might be closer to think, but I'm going to go with Jared Goff.
It is Jared Goff, but it is closer than you think. All right. And what letter would you like to guess?
I'm going to go with a B.
B for Bob. There are 2 B's. That's what I said when I was in the backyard and I saw 2 B's and I had to run away from them. Jim, would you like to buy a Val or would you like another question?
Let's buy a vowel.
All right.
Go with an A.
A for apple. 2 A's. That's going to take $200 away from you. You still have money to buy vowels if you'd like, or you can take your third and final question.
Oh, let's go with the third and final question.
Third and final question. Who had more passing yards last season between Matt Ryan or Josh Allen?
Matt Ryan and Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen.
Yes, you are correct. All right. And what letter would you like to guess? If you get this right, you'll get to bank all the money.
We'll go with an R.
R. There is one R, Jim.
Only one.
It's going to get you to $3,300. We're going to bank that. Do you have a guess?
Definitely not.
All right. And the chat, once again, is very smart. Cody,
they got it already?
Which Jim is not.
Yeah.
That was a good inference I made there.
JL, we're going to come to you for the next question, or you can solve.
Question.
All right. Chat's very funny. All right. Who had more passing yards last year between Geno Smith and Mac Jones?
Geno Smith.
You are correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with a K.
Okay. There are 2 Ks. JL, it's going to give you $1,000.
I will take another question.
All right. Next question. Who had more passing yards last year between Trevor Lawrence and Andy Dalton?
Trevor Lawrence.
You are correct. It is Trevor Lawrence. What letter would you like to guess?
With an N.
There are 2 N's. Brings you up to $2,000. You can buy a vowel, or you can solve, or you can take your third and final question.
I'll take a third question.
All right. We're going to be moving categories over to 2022 Sleeper ADP. So I'll give you 2 players, single quarterback, PPR, and you let me know which player has the better ADP.
Okay.
Who between
higher?
Stephon Diggs? Yeah, the higher ADP. So what player has the higher ADP between Stephon Diggs and Derrick Henry?
Diggs.
You are correct, sir. All right. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with the D.
And you got the D. That's going to give you $2,500. You will get to bank this money, but you have 5 seconds to solve.
I can't solve.
Jim, we're coming over to you. Did you get it?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
You can you can't buy vowels and money got banked, but you can take a question. Would you like to take a question, Jim?
Definitely taking a question.
All right. Which player has the better ADP between Saquon Barkley and Garrett Wilson?
Oh, that's going to be super, super close. All summer ADP, though. I bet it's probably all summer ADP. So the whole summer ADP's got to be Barkley.
It is Barkley. What letter would you like to guess?
Today it would be different. All right. Oh my gosh. Let's go with M. I have no clue.
I'm going to put up many of the chat's answers because they're very creative. M. Sorry, yeah. Jim. There's no M in this puzzle.
No surprise.
JL, we're heading over to you. Would you like a question?
No, I already banked my money. I need a question.
All right. What player is going first on Sleeper? Nick Chubb or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
PPR. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I'm sorry, JL. That's incorrect.
He's not?
And I think, honestly, guys, that was a run where neither of you missed a single question. So kudos that we made it this far.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, the whole show? That's not true.
Yeah. I don't think either of you missed a single question. You missed letters. Jim missed a lot of them. But
a ton of them.
I'm sorry I ruined it, Jim.
Sorry, Jim.
That's a trend. 3 times running on the show.
You said it. You didn't run it. You guys did that together. It's bound to end one day.
Have you guys ever played that game where you toss it to your friend and you can't let it hit the ground? And you count how many times? What's the highest you ever got?
Newborn baby, that game?
Oh.
Hot potato.
Show is no longer family friendly.
No, like you throw the baby. That's family friendly. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's the family friendly game of tossing the baby.
As long as you don't drop the baby, everything's fine. Anyways. No, I don't think I've ever played that game. I killed it. I'm sorry, guys. All right, who are we with? No, Jim. No.
Well, you said you killed it. There was no point of reference.
I killed the joke. I killed
so dangling modifiers, man.
Gotta be more specific, Joey.
Whose question? I am completely lost now. Jim, are you up or is JL?
I think
I got it wrong, so Jim's up. Yeah.
Okay, Jim, would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Question, please.
All right. Who's going first on Sleeper right now in drafts? AJ Brown or Jalen Waddle?
AJ Brown.
You are correct, sir. What letter would you like to guess?
We'll try an L.
There are 3 L's.
All right.
I'm going to give you $1,500, and let's show you where those L's are.
Oh, okay. Now the first one I got to get. All right. Well, I'll do another question. Let me see. Yeah, the first word's going to be a problem. So, all right, we'll do a question. We're doing vowels. Can we do vowels?
Yeah, let's do vowels.
All right. Let's go with an E.
E. There are 2 E's, Jim. That's going to take $200 away from you.
All right.
I thought that was balls.
Let's do a question.
All right, Jim. What player is going first on Sleeper right now? Tony Pollard or Devontae Adams? According to ADP.
Devontae Adams.
Jim, I'm sorry. It's actually
wrong.
No, it is Devontae Adams. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I read it wrong. Yeah,
All
you are correct. Devontae Adams is right.
We'll go to
what letter
C.
would you C? Oh, this is going to be a revealing letter.
All right.
2 C's.
Oh, no.
Jim, you can buy a vowel, take a question, or you can solve.
So it gives me another second to think. I'll just buy a U.
Okay. It's one U that's going to take 100 away.
I don't know if this information helps, but I do know it, Jim.
So we'll have to go to your third and final question, Jim, or you can solve. Or you can buy a vowel.
It's going to be wrong, but I'm going to say cop bells and brass knuckles.
I'm sorry, Jim. That's
I knew it was wrong. I have no idea what it is, and I have no letters left. Like it's like right there, but not a clue.
JL, can you tell me what the 2 banned items are, or do you need a question?
I would like to solve.
Okay.
Cowbells and brass knuckles.
JL, that's absolutely correct. Cowbells and brass knuckles.
Cowbells feels like they're getting a little ridiculous here now.
Yeah. I thought so too. I can't wait to remember which stadium this was that I do not remember. It wasn't Soldier Field. That was last week. It never did come to, it might have actually been Minnesota. But they've got that big Viking horn. They're like, ooh. Yeah. I'm sure Scott Fish loves when they do that.
It was a good sound effect, Joey.
Thank you. I've been working on it. I really have, Jim, like for this moment. The chat got this so long ago that
I'm sure
they started making up Dustin with pig balls and brass knuckles.
Nice.
Nice. Andrew, I do believe, was the first one with cowbells and brass knuckles.
Nice.
6 bears and brass knuckles.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Cowballs and brass bananas. Big butts.
Bananas was the first word. The last word. My mind went straight to bananas. I'm trying to spell it out. I don't think it fit.
Simon. Man boobs and brass knockers.
Nice.
Lots of wig butts and brass. So we got lots of funny answers. Scott Fish saying, when's the show ever family friendly? Do we have time for one more puzzle? I think we do have one more time for one puzzle. Oh.
Okay.
All right.
You think so? They're your puzzles. You know how long
we can start revealing letters. I think isn't that like an option I can do? Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna do the next puzzle.
Okay. This
is going to be a film player mashup. So this is an NFL player and a film or movie mashed together. JL, you saw that. So Jim, you get to go first.
All right. May I have a question?
All right. Question. Sleeper ADP, which player is going first between Chris Olave or Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp.
It is still Cooper Kupp. All right. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with an S.
S for Sam. There's one S, Jim. That's going to give you $500.
Yeah, we'll need to ask another question.
All right. Question. Which player is going first between Calvin Ridley or T. Higgins?
T. Higgins.
Jim, that's correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with a P.
P for Paul.
Ooh.
There is 1P, Jim. Now you can buy a vowel or you can take a question.
Let's just take a question.
All right. This should be your third and final question. You get this right, you will get to bank the money. Which player is going first between Debo Samuel and Najee Harris?
Ooh, that's going to be close. I'll go with Najee.
You are correct, Jim. You guys have been knocking the questions out of the park today. I think you guys have both missed one apiece. So good job on sniffing out my.
I think you told me I had one wrong, but then he told me it was right.
Oh, that's right, Jim. Thank you for correcting me on that. Only JL's missed something today.
Only me.
But it's the only one. You guys have been on the ball today. All right. You got that correct. So what letter would you like to guess?
I'm going to go with L. I have no clue. Let me see here.
Jim, I apologize.
Nothing
there.
Jim, I can sense your hatred towards the letters.
Yes.
I can feel it.
Everything else is like fun until I got to guess a letter.
we have this little like thing that we do, like where we have like leave notes about a guess and how wonderful they were, and then we're gonna put like, don't let Jim play fortune. JL, what would you like a question or would you like to solve?
Let's go with a question.
All right. Which player is going first on sleeper between Keenan Allen and Ramondre Stevenson?
Ramondre.
That is correct, JL. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with an R.
R for Robert. Where is it at? There it is. There is one R, JL. That's going to give you $500. Would you like to buy a vowel? Would you like to take another question?
I would like to buy a vowel, please, Joey.
All right.
I would like to buy an E.
There is one E. That's going to take $100 away from you. And do you want your next question?
Next question.
All right. Which player is going first on sleeper between Amari Cooper and Travis Etienne?
Cooper.
I'm sorry, JL. That's incorrect. It's actually Travis Etienne. Jim, we're going to head over to you for your question, or you can take a vowel if you'd like.
Yeah, you already know the answer to that.
I do.
Vowel, though. We'll just ask a question.
Yeah. Jim, which player is going first between Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson?
That's going to be Lamar Jackson.
Jim, you are correct. What letter would you like to guess?
D.
Oh, that was a good letter to guess.
Mm-hmm. That's going to give you $500 for getting that letter right. Would you like to buy a vowel, or would you like to question?
Let's buy a vowel, and I probably won't even be there, but we'll try our chances at an A.
There is an A. That's going to take $100 away from you.
What?
I know. Well, I wouldn't. Let's go with a question.
All right. Question. What player is going first on sleeper between Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow?
Between Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow, it'd be Joe Burrow.
Jim, you are correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's just go with a T.
T. You know they're there. 1, 2. Okay. Jim, you can either buy a vowel or you can take your next question. If you get that one right, you'll get to bank all the money.
Let's take a question.
All right. Question. Which player is going first on sleeper between Justin Fields and Deshaun Watson?
Justin Fields.
That is correct. What letter would you like to guess, Jim?
Let's try a C.
And you will get that right, and you will get to bank all of this beautiful money. Put that down in there and give you 5 seconds to solve.
What is this?
And, of course, I'm never going to get the film part. So, yep, nope.
All right, Joe. We're heading over to you, and you're going to take a question.
Okay.
Which player is going first on sleeper between Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
JL, you are correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with a K.
There is a K. It's going to give you $500, JL. You can buy. Mm-hmm.
I can buy a vowel. Let's go with Let's go with an O.
All right. There's going to be 2 O's. It's going to take $200 away from you, Joe.
Question.
All right, question. Which player is going first on sleeper between Brock Purdy and Anthony Richardson?
Anthony Richardson.
That is correct, JL. What letter would you like to guess?
N?
Sorry, that's incorrect. Jim, we're going to head over to you.
Of course,
Would
you're
you
doing
like-
a question.
All right, question. Which player is going first on Sleeper between Geno Smith and Bryce Young?
Geno Smith and Bryce Young. Geno Smith. I'm
That's
starting to think of
correct.
the puzzle. I'm not even thinking about the ADP question. I'm thinking about the puzzle. And I have to keep asking the question. What'd you ask?
Sound it out. Sound it out.
I'm talking. I'm trying to think about the puzzle.
The chat has solved it a couple times now.
Of course they have.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't help you guys when I say that.
Yeah, I have no clue. So I'm just gonna guess the letter M. Sure, it's not there. Yeah, no
Jim,
idea.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Yeah,
JL, we're going to come to you. Question. All right. Which player is going first on Sleeper between Kenny Pickett and Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones.
That is correct. What letter would you like to guess?
Let's go with B.
B for Bob. Nope. Jim, we're going to come to you. Oh, boy.
It's a movie everybody's seen, Joey.
It has. The chat has. They're all saying they've seen it.
All right. Well, we'll
question.
answer. Yeah, we'll answer a question. So,
all right, Jim. Between Sam Howell and Kyler Murray, who's going first on Sleeper right now?
Sam Howell and Kyler Murray.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to say Sam Howell.
You are wrong, Jim, on this.
Yep.
I apologize. JL, we're coming back over to you.
Yeah.
Question.
All right. Which player is going first on Sleeper between Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield?
Jordan Love.
You are correct. What letter would you like to guess?
G.
I'm sorry, JL. That's incorrect.
We'll get there one day, Jim.
You know what? It literally, I'll have to, if I get the letters, I'll have to guess them both because I won't be able to solve the puzzle. I'll guess a question. Like, oh, that's it. That's what it'll literally be. So if it is my turn, I'll ask for a question.
Question. There's an ad up for the questions I need to read. All right. Which player had more PPR fantasy points last season? Justin Jefferson or Christian Kirk?
More fantasy points? That'd be Justin
PPR
Jefferson.
fantasy points. That'd be correct. What letter would you like to guess?
A Z.
Jim, you are correct. There is a
I finally
Z.
figured it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, would you like to solve?
Zodiac Prescott.
Zodiac Prescott is correct, Jim. That's going to give you $1,000. Let's solve it.
Well
done.
No, there was one letter left.
The final score comes down to 11,300 to 8,300. Jim, you did make a comeback, but JL, you were going to get
Good
the
job,
win today.
JL.
Let's go. I think the letters were just helping me out this game.
Nope, it was good. You did a great job.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jim. That was a ton of fun. And guys, if you aren't already following Jim, make sure you are at Jim Coventry NFL right there under his beautiful face. This man, he has the content. He's got the football knowledge. You can find all his stuff over at RotoWire and SiriusXM. You can hear his beautiful voice. And I'm telling you, you will not regret it. He's going to give you that insight about how these teams are thinking and making decisions and scheming. And that is so valuable for fantasy because most people are not looking at that. Yeah, so go follow Jim. Scheming.
Wow.
Plotting and scheming. And if you haven't already, make sure you.
Joey wants to laugh. He wants to laugh at me. Go ahead, Joey. Just laugh at me.
No, I'm feeling bad about that last puzzle with the Z.
Z. Classic. Yeah, we got Carlos in here saying I'm sandbagging because I'm the Zodiac killer.
Another
that would be the way to get away with it.
And Joey's tossing babies around. Yeah, not so good, man.
The show's gone off the rails today.
Totally off the rails. Well, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video and check out Better Sports Network. They have some fantastic content coming out, including our boy Coop over there, Fantasy Alarm, putting out some great content. So I'll be prepared for the season. And if you enjoy the show, come back and hang with us. We're here every single weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, talking fantasy football. Till then.
Not throwing babies.
Not throwing babies. Till then, we're not throwing babies, okay?
Nope.
All right, enjoy your first NFL game. Let's go.
Go Lions. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go Lions.